Hello everyone. So in lecture 3 we are going to see variables, comments, blocks, indent, if else block, while loop, this type of things. How can we can write in it. So before we start in a showing in a demo or programming, just see a overview. What is first of all, what is variable? So variable is something in which we can store a value. That's all, nothing else. Variables in which we can store a value. Simple. So in a variable, if we assigning a value to a particular variable, then we have to write it in this fashion. Okay, means first variable name like x we have written, then we have to give equal to sign, means assigning right hand side value to the left hand side, equals to 5 means 5 will be assigned to x variable. Okay, this is again y is equal to hello world. So this hello world will be assigned to y. So this is just x and y is just a variable. So what is Python variable? In Python, variables are created when we assign a value to it. Means if we assign a value, then it will be a variable created. Variable will be created, and that name or like something like we can say x and y is a variable. Another thing is comment. So sometimes we need to provide a comment like in this example, sorry, in this example what we need to do sometime, we have to illustrate that this is a int type x. So x is an int type, so we can write has x is a int type. Okay, so what, while compiling, what compiler will do, it will skip after the hash part in Python only. In C, if we are going to write like this hash, that it comes under the mac means including a header, basically hashtag include, hashtag macro, hashtag use, we are using hash. So hash, after hash it will ignore till new line, then again new line, then this will be interpreted by the compiler. So comment, Python has a commenting capability of purpose in code. Documentation, what we have said, that documentation means we have to clearly explain what variable or what things is going on. Comment starts with hash in a Python, okay, for one line only. For the commenting a block, for block means containing a several line, then we have to simply do uh, this type of quotes, three quotes like this, we need to do. Okay, now we will see later on also. Now in a programming series, this is a comment, print hello world. This two, an indent I have already shown in the last lecture, so I will suggest you, if you want to make a note, then right now pause the screen and just took a note of these two. I will show in a programming as well right now. So in a last lecture we have shown you the indent, not in this the slide, just shown here. So we have just opened the Jupyter, and we have renamed this to variable, comment and block. So now what we are going to do, we have to indicate with indicate that we are going to illustrate the variable. So simply we need to comment. So we have used the hash, and after that we have written variables. Okay, so simply compiler will skip this line. Okay, now x is equal to 5, y is equal to 2. Now print x plus 5, just addition. Okay, now control enter. Yes, see this, sorry, x plus 5 means x plus 5 means 5 plus 5 we have done, x plus 5, sorry, so 7. So these x and y is a variable. Now for easy understanding, we are just commenting x is a variable, here also y is a variable, and here printing the added value that is stored in variable x and y. So in this we have covered variable and comments both. Okay, now coming to the blocks, or we can say indent, which is very important in the Python. We have discussed in the first lecture as well, but here come also. Now as already we have defined x and y, so now we can make a condition if x is greater than y, and to make a if block, that in C we are what we are going to do, just we have written this, then we use like this creates a block, and this the curly inside the curly braces considered as a code inside the if. In this we have to what we have to do, we have to put this double dot, and then we have to hit enter. It will automatically indent. It basically a 4 space. If you do not knowing, then if you sometime in a text editor if you're using, then after putting this you will be, after hitting enter you will come here. So you have just need to put 4 spaces, 1 2 3 4, simple. And after that you have to write print something like x is greater, x is big, okay, or something assign x greater than y, okay. And when you have done with the if block, then we have must not, we can say must, we can use the else block. So we can in else we can print x is smaller than y. Okay, now run this block. So see this. Okay, if we now change a variable value, if we do here 1, then we have to run this block again, because it is now it is taking a value from the upper cell. Now if we run, see x is smaller than y. So this is called indent. What we are maintaining the 4 space. Suppose there is a nested if. Nested if. So just we are need to get comment nested if. So if x is greater than y, okay, and again in nested if a is greater than x. Suppose we are defining a which is equal to 10, or 0. If a is greater than x, then print a is greater than x and y also, a is greater than y, and after that else print x is smaller than a is smaller than x, okay, simple. So this is called nested if, nested block. So we have to maintain, so this if block has this much indent. So suppose if you after this, if you are using text editor, you have you have come to from the starting of the line, then you simply have to hit first 4 to come 2 3 4 to this block, and after if in this if block we have to execute lines, so again 4 spaces, 1 2 3 4. So these are in the same indent. Okay, now if you run, since x is not greater than y, because x is 1, we haven't written else print x is smaller than y, simple. Okay, now coming to the else part, a b, yes, a is also smaller. So what we have done in this variables, in the variable declaring a variable, and one more thing in this in this, that if we take a input from a user, then you just uh, means the default value will be string, type will be string, default type, not value, default type will be string. Means if you are taking a very, if we have dynamically assigned the value x equals to 1, suppose if we are taking a value from user, so x equals to 1 in a variable x, then what is going to do, then this one is treated as a string, then we have to convert that to the integer. We will see in the later lecture also same thing, but for just uh, for the understanding, I'm saying that if we are taking the input from user, then by default it is a string. Okay, so that's all for variable comments block indent. Okay, thank you for watching the video. In the next lecture we will see more common things which are going to use in a programming logics. Thank you for watching video. Please like, share and comment.